Hello 10th standard students. In this video I am going to continue the lesson transportation in plants and circulation in animals. In the previous video we learnt about transportation in plants. Now we are going to see about circulation in animals. What is circulation? The movement of body fluids from one part of the body to other parts is called circulation. The circulation of blood was first discovered by William Harvey, who is the father of modern physiology. Animals possesses two types of circulatory system. They are open type and closed type. In the open type of circulatory system, the blood comes out of the blood vessels. The internal organs are directly bathed in the blood. In this open type of circulatory system, the blood flows from the heart into the arteries. As the blood comes out of the blood vessels, this type of circulatory system is called open type. It is found in leeches, arthropods, mollusks and ascidians. Next, closed type of circulatory system. In the closed type of circulatory system, the blood remains inside the blood vessels. It does not come out of the blood vessels. The blood flows from arteries to veins through small blood vessels called capillaries. The closed type of circulatory system is found in annelids and all vertebrates. The circulatory system includes following circulatory organs. They are circulating fluid, the blood and lymph. Heart. Heart is the central muscular pumping organ of the circulatory system. Then blood vessels. Blood vessels are of three types. They are arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries carry blood away from the heart to the tissues. Veins bring the blood from the tissues to the heart. Capillaries are microscopic vessels present in the tissues. These capillaries connect arteries and veins. Blood. Blood is the main circulatory medium. Blood is the fluid tissue. It is reddish in color. It is made to flow by the pumping action of the heart. Adult human contains about 5 liters of blood. The blood is formed of two components, namely a fluid component called plasma and a cellular component called formed elements. Plasma contains plasma proteins and other organic solutes, then water. Formed elements contains red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. First, plasma. Plasma is the liquid portion of the blood. It is the alkaline fluid. Out of 5 liters of blood, 3.5 liters are plasma. It contains 90% water and the remaining 10% is formed of organic and inorganic substances. The organic and inorganic substances include proteins, glucose, urea. Urea is the nitrogenous based, enzymes, hormones, minerals and vitamins. Formed elements of blood. There are 3 types of cellular elements. They are red blood corpuscles or RBC, white blood corpuscles or WBC and platelets. First, red blood corpuscles. The red blood corpuscles are otherwise called erythrocytes. Erythros means red. Cyton means cells. So human erythrocytes are non-nucleated cells. They have no nucleus. They are in the form of by concave disc. Erythrocyte contains hemoglobin. RBCs give red color to the blood. So hemoglobin is a protein composed of heme and globin. Heme is an iron component and globin is a protein component. Hemoglobin is a respiratory pigment. It is involved in transport of oxygen. Red blood cells are the most abundant cells in the human body. The average number of erythrocytes in adult male is about 4.7 to 6.1 million, and in female 4.2 to 5.4 million per cubic millimeter blood. The erythrocytes, RBCs, are developed from the bone marrow. The lifespan of RBC is limited. The lifespan of circulating human RBC is around 120 days. Next, white blood corpuscles, WBC. The white blood corpuscles are otherwise called leukocytes. Leukos means colorless. Cyton means cells. So white blood corpuscles are colorless cells. They have no hemoglobin. They are bigger in size. WBCs are nucleated cells. They have nucleus and they shows amoeboid movement. White blood cells found in the bone marrow, spleen, thymus and lymph nodes. Lifespan is 13 to 20 days. The average total number of WBC is 6,000 to 8,000 per cubic millimeter of blood. Based on their functional aspect, WBCs are termed as phagocytes. As these cells, when they come across the bacteria engulfed by a process termed as phagocytosis. So WBCs are phagocytes. Phagocytes means engulfing bacteria. There are several varieties of WBC. That is, leukocytes are in several types. There are two main types of WBC. They are granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are WBC with granules in the cytoplasm and the nucleus is unlobed. Granulocytes are produced in the bone marrow and they are of three types, namely neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils. First, neutrophils. Neutrophils are otherwise called as scavengers cells, as these cells are highly phagocytic. Phagocytic means they can destroy the foreign particles like virus and bacteria. So they are called as scavengers cells. These neutrophils are about 60 to 65% of the total leukocytic count. The neutrophil has a granular cytoplasm and they are multi-lobed nucleus. They have 2 to 7 lobed nucleus. They show amoeboid movement. During infection and inflammation, their number is considerably increased in the circulating blood. Eosinophils. Eosinophils are about 2 to 3% of the total leukocyte count. The cytoplasm contains granules. These granules stain with the acid dye like eosin. So they are called as eosinophils. The nucleus is 2 or 3 lobed. They increase in number during allergic conditions. The important functions of the eosinophils are to bring about destruction and detoxification of toxins of protein origin. Next, basophils. Basophils are about 0.5 to 1% of the total leukocyte count. The nucleus is lobed and the cytoplasm contains granules of various sizes. The absolute number of basophil is 0 to 100 per cubic millimeter. Basophil has some possible role in anticoagulation and they formed ground substances during inflammation. Agranulocytes. Agranulocytes are produced in the lymph nodes and they are of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. Lymphocytes are about 20 to 20% of the total leukocyte count and their absolute number is 1500 to 2700 per cubic millimeter. They have a large nucleus. They produce antibodies during infection. Monocytes. Monocytes are large leukocytes. They forms about 5 to 10% of the total leukocyte count. Their absolute number is 350 to 800 per cubic millimeter of blood. The nucleus is horseshoe shaped. They are motile and have the power of engulfing bacteria. So they are phagocytes. Blood platelets. Blood platelets are otherwise called as thrombocytes. Thrombocytes are a type of formed elements in the blood. The number of platelets in human blood varies from 2,50,000 to 4 lakhs per cubic millimeter. The average lifespan of platelets is about 8 to 10 days. Several functions are performed by the platelets. Mainly, these platelets initiate blood clotting. Platelets play an important role in blood clotting. During blood clotting, liquid blood is converted into semi-solid at the bleeding site. This semi-solid blood is called clot. When a person receives a cut or injury in the skin, the blood flows and then it clots. This blood clot sealing the gap in the injured blood vessel, which prevents further bleeding. This process is known as blood clotting. Next, functions of blood. Blood transports oxygen from the lungs to the tissues and carbon dioxide from the tissues to the lungs. Blood transports food from the intestine. First, food transported to the liver and then to the tissues. Blood transports waste products to the kidneys and to the sweat glands for excretion. Blood transports the hormones from the endocrine glands to the target organs. With the help of the plasma proteins, blood maintains a constant pH level. Then blood helps in maintaining the water balance of the body. Then blood maintains the body temperature by transporting the heat from the interior of the body to the surface. Then blood protects the organism from the infection of foreign substances. Blood vessels. Blood vessels are of three types. They are arteries, veins and capillaries. Arteries. Arteries are thick-walled vessels. This thick-walled artery is strong and elastic in nature. They carry blood away from the heart to the tissues of the body. The blood flowing through the arteries is always at high pressure. Except pulmonary artery, all other arteries carry oxygenated blood from the heart to the different organs of the body. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs. These arteries are located deeply in the muscle. Veins. Veins are thin-walled vessels. Thin-walled veins are weak and non-elastic in nature. They transport blood from the different organs of the body to the heart. The blood flowing through the veins is at low pressure. Except pulmonary vein, all other veins carry deoxygenated blood from the tissues to the heart. Pulmonary veins carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. Veins are located near the surface of the skin. Capillaries. Blood capillaries are microscopic, narrow tubes present in the tissues. Capillaries connect the arteries and veins. Capillaries are formed as a result of the branching of the arterioles. Arterioles reunite to form a vein. They are about 8 nanometer in diameter. Capillaries are formed of endothelial cells. So dear children, can we tabulate the differences between arteries and veins? Arteries are distributing vessel. Veins are collecting vessel. Arteries are pink in color. Veins are red in color. They located deeply in the muscles. Then veins are superficially in location. Arteries blood flow with a high pressure. In veins, blood flow with low pressure. Wall of artery is strong, thick and elastic. Wall of vein is weak, thin and non-elastic. All arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary arteries. All veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. In arteries, internal valves are absent. In veins, internal valves are present. So dear students, I hope you understood about the circulation in animals and their circulatory organs. We will meet in the next video. Thank you students.